Do I start? Okay, do I hold it open at first? Or do I do that? OpenRTB 2.6, take one. OpenRTB 2.6 marked a notable update to the OpenRTB protocol, introducing new features to account for the intricacies of TV. It's a major step forward in scaling programmatic advertising in streaming TV. Hi, I'm Sondra Kinney, Senior Product Marketing Manager at Index Exchange. Let's dive into the most exciting OpenRTB 2.6 features and why industry adoption is so important for the future of TV. But first, let's back up. What is OpenRTB? It's the lingua franca, or the common language of ad tech. It's a protocol that defines how media owners, buyers, exchanges, and intermediaries communicate with each other. It's developed and regularly updated by the IAB Tech Lab in partnership with industry contributors, including Index. OpenRTB 2.6 introduces many new features, but for now, we're going to focus on the solutions to some of the most common streaming challenges: support for ad podding, adoption for new taxonomies, richer signaling for video, and more helpful bid responses. Let's start by discussing the most important update: support for ad pods and pod bidding. Ad pods are groups of multiple ads that run one after another, just like traditional linear TV ad breaks. Previous versions of OpenRTB lacked a standardized approach to signaling podded supply. Version 2.6 introduces new features that finally allow us to bring pod bidding to streaming TV. These new features facilitate how media owners monetize and construct their ad pods. They also enable the targeting and measurement capabilities that buyers need. This is a critical and exciting update because it makes it easier to replicate the TV ad break experience in streaming TV, which requires maintaining competitive separation and avoiding duplication within the same break. OpenRTB 2.6 introduces and defines 3 types of flexible ad pods: structured, dynamic, and hybrid. This allows media owners to construct ad pods within a varied number of ad slots and ad slot lengths to meet their specific monetization and viewer experience needs. To date, we've seen the highest traction with dynamic ad pods, which gives buyers more flexibility in submitting their bids. Pod bidding allows buyers to bid on a specific ad slot within a pod, and traditionally, different ad breaks within a show or even a varied position within an ad break command different prices based on the level of viewer engagement. This hadn't been possible to replicate in streaming TV. Now, media owners can indicate the position of a given ad pod within a show or movie and the position of an ad slot within a pod, so buyers can target their bid responses. Version 2.6 introduces the concept of dynamic price floors. Media owners can define CPM floors per second rather than a static floor. For example, if a media owner requests a 50-cent CPM per second floor, then that equates to a $15 floor for a 30-second ad or a $30 floor for a 60-second ad. They can also set duration floors, which allow media owners to specify pricing for creative duration in many ranges. Let's move on to new taxonomies. OpenRTB 2.6 allows media owners and buyers to use domain-specific taxonomies in their bid requests and responses. In previous versions, we used the content category taxonomy for 3 things: to describe the category for a site or app, to describe a specific section or page within a site or app, or to express banned creative categories. Originally designed for web, this was limiting as it didn't enable unique descriptors for ads, content, and audiences. 2.6 has moved to a domain-specific taxonomy, which means we now have separate taxonomies for each. Moving forward, to express blocked creative categories, you'd use the ad product taxonomy. To express a category related to a particular page, media owner, or streaming app, you use a content taxonomy. And to describe audiences and first-party data or other types of consumer data, you'd use the audience taxonomy. Media owners and buyers can also agree on custom taxonomies in addition to using the standard options for the IAB. 2.6 has added support for richer signaling in two specific areas. One to indicate the network and channel for a piece of content, and one to better set expectations for SSAI, or server-side ad insertion. When I say network and channel, A&E networks would be an example of a network. Examples of channels would be History Channel, Lifetime, or Vice, which are all available through A&E's various streaming platforms and syndication partners. This additional context allows media owners to be more descriptive and transparent about the source of supply and better clarify streaming TV inventory relationships for buyers. SSAI technology is used to deliver these video streams as it provides a seamless viewer experience with no interruptions between content and ad breaks. However, different SSAI implementations handle measurement and billing notifications in different ways. Richer signaling for SSAI allows media owners to indicate to buyers how their ads will be stitched into the content stream, either on the client side or on the server side. Additionally, this signaling will differentiate whether impression notifications originate from the client side or the server side. This signal not only indicates the quality of the viewer experience, but it's also useful for anti-fraud purposes. Ad tech supply chain participants can follow inventory quality best practices and monitor for IP addresses, user agents, and digital cryptographic signatures like ads.cert 2.0 and Roku's watermark. Together, these signals help validate that devices, apps, and players are operating as expected and appear to be authentic. OpenRTB 2.6 even provides some guidance on how to use these signals in a section called Counting Billable Events and Tracked Ads. Finally, OpenRTB 2.6 features new fields to make bid responses more helpful for media owners. Previously, exchanges and media owners had to inspect the contents of the buyer's ad markup field to determine what type of creative was returned, and if applicable, the creative's duration. This is particularly challenging for multi-format requests, where a seller could request that a buyer return either a banner, or a video, or a native bid response. Buyers can now indicate the particular type of creative, banner, video, audio, or native, as well as the duration of video and audio creatives. Media owners can more easily construct ad pods without having to parse the markup for each creative. Streaming TV growth has been stunted by programmatic tools that were not designed for the specific nuances of TV. OpenRTB 2.6 corrects this and creates standardization around a host of new capabilities that will pave the path for streaming TV ads for the future. It's imperative that everyone in the industry take the leap and adopt OpenRTB 2.6 so we can all speak a common language and realize the full potential of programmatic streaming TV.